Here is the deal. I am 28, work in information technology, make decent money, got my own place, reliable car, the whole responsible adult package. My girlfriend Amber and I had been together for 2.5 years, and I thought we were solid. We had this comfortable rhythm I genuinely loved. Netflix and takeout on weeknights, Sunday brunch at this place with incredible Belgian waffles, occasional weekend trips to wine country. I would bring her coffee in bed every Saturday morning. 2 sugars, oat milk, exactly how she liked it. Basic boyfriend that apparently does not count for anything. I thought I was being a good partner. I remembered every important date, surprised her with little things, helped her move apartments, drove her to 5 a.m. flights. I was more invested than I had ever been with anyone else. Amber works at some hipster marketing agency downtown, one of those open office places with ping-pong tables and craft beer on tap. Everyone is under 30 with perfectly messy hair and expensive sneakers, constantly talking about disrupting something and having ideation sessions. She would come home with stories about her creative director who rides a motorcycle to work, her co-workers who lived these effortlessly cool lives full of art openings and rooftop parties. At first, it was just work talk, but I started noticing when her tone changed, when stories stopped being about work accomplishments and started being about how adventurous and exciting her co-workers were. Then the comparison started. Derek from Creative saw this crazy art installation in Brooklyn, an immersive experience about grief. When is the last time we did anything cultural like that? Jake is so passionate about his band. They are playing this tiny venue in Queens and he writes songs about existential dread. It is inspiring to see someone chase their dreams, you know. Maybe we should try something more adventurous. Sarah's boyfriend took her to this underground speakeasy with no sign. You have to know someone who knows someone. They had cocktails made with roof-grown herbs. So much more romantic than our usual dinner and a movie. I started feeling like I was auditioning for the role of boyfriend in my own relationship. So, I tried. Took her to edgy galleries and converted warehouses, hole-in-the-wall restaurants in neighborhoods we had never explored. Signed us up for a pasta-making class with an elderly Italian woman who yelled at us in broken English. But nothing was ever exciting enough. The gallery was trying too hard to be edgy. The restaurants were fun, but not really spontaneous since you researched them first. The cooking class was cute, but kind of touristy. I was not passionate enough. I was not spontaneous enough. I was not enough. The real kicker came at her company's holiday party 6 months ago. Industrial space in Brooklyn. Exposed brick, Edison bulbs. Trying way too hard to be cool. I am making small talk about indie bands when this dude walks up. Leather jacket over white t-shirt. Perfectly messy hair that probably took 30 minutes to style. Derek, the creative director. "So, you are the famous boyfriend?" he says, giving me a once-over like I am furniture he is considering buying. Weakest handshake I have ever felt, like shaking hands with a fish. But Amber is practically glowing as he tells some story about doing ayahuasca with his artist friends in the Hamptons. "You should totally come next time, Amber. You would love the energy there. Very creative, very free-spirited. Not everyone gets it, but I think you would." He completely ignored my existence, but Amber was looking at him the way she used to look at me. Driving home, she was quiet finally. "Do not you ever want to just do something crazy? What do you mean? Like drop everything and drive to Vegas, book a flight to Paris on a whim, something spontaneous that makes you feel alive. We can plan a trip to Paris. I have got vacation days." She sighed like I had missed the point entirely. It is not the same if you plan it. What is wrong with planning? Planning means we can afford it and actually enjoy it, but that is not the point. The point is the spontaneity. The rush of just doing something without thinking it through. That sounds expensive and stressful. Another sigh. "You are so practical." The way she said practical made it sound like a character flaw. That should have been my first clue we were heading for trouble. The breaking point came 3 months ago. We are sitting on my couch, the couch I had saved up for months to buy. This beautiful leather sectional that I was genuinely proud of owning. Watching some Netflix show, some British mystery series that we had been working through together for weeks. It was Thursday night. We had ordered Thai food from her favorite place, and I was honestly feeling pretty content with our life. Then she suddenly pauses the show and turns to me with this serious expression. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Do you think you are boring?" The way she asked it, like she was genuinely curious rather than trying to hurt me, made my stomach drop. It was worse than if she just accused me of it outright. This felt like a thoughtful question she had been considering for a while. "I do not know, am I? It is just we have been together for over 2 years, and sometimes I feel like we are already acting like we are 60. We order the same takeout, watch the same shows, have the same conversations. We have fallen into this routine and it feels so safe. When is the last time you surprised me? Really surprised me?" I surprised you with that weekend in the mountains last month. You told me about it a week in advance so I could pack appropriate clothes and request time off work. That is not a surprise. That is a plan. I stared at her, feeling something cold settle in my chest. What do you want me to do, Amber? I want to feel excited about my life again. I want to date someone who makes my heart race. You know, someone who is passionate about something, anything. Someone who is not so predictable. I always know what you are going to say, how you are going to react, what you are going to want to do on weekends. There is no mystery left. So, what are you saying? She was quiet for a long moment, and I could see her working up the courage to say something she had been thinking about for a while. Maybe we should take a break. My first instinct was to fight for her, to promise I would change, be more spontaneous, whatever she wanted. To tell her we could work through this, that every long-term relationship goes through periods where things feel routine. But something about the way she said it, like she had already made up her mind and was just informing me of her decision, stopped me. How long of a break? I do not know. Just until I figure things out. And what exactly are you trying to figure out? Another long pause. I could see her debating how honest to be. There is this guy at work. Of course there was. I felt stupid for not seeing this coming. Derek, I asked, even though I already knew the answer. It is not like that. We are just friends. But he has asked me out a few times and I have been thinking maybe I should see what else is out there before we get too serious. Too serious? After 2.5 years, after meeting her parents, talking about moving in together, discussing marriage timelines. So, you want to break up with me to date your coworker? It is not breaking up. It is just exploring our options, seeing if the grass is greener, taking some time to figure out what we really want. And if the grass is not greener, then maybe we get back together. But do not you want to know for sure? Do not you want to make sure I am choosing you, not just settling? Settling. That word hit like a punch to the gut. After everything I had done for her, everything I had given to our relationship, she saw me as settling. I sat there for a minute processing. Part of me wanted to tell her to pack up and get out, to have some dignity and refuse to be her backup plan. But another part of me, the part that still loved her despite everything, wanted to give her what she was asking for. Maybe she just needed to get this out of her system. Fine, I said finally. She blinked. Fine. You want to explore your options? Explore them. But I am exploring mine too. That is fair, I guess. How long should we do this? However long it takes for you to figure out what you want. She leaned over and kissed my cheek, and I hated that I still felt something when she touched me. Thank you for being so understanding about this. I really think this could be good for both of us. We have been together since we were so young. Do not you want to make sure this is right? Understanding, right? I was being understanding about my girlfriend wanting to fuck someone else. The next few days were weird as hell. Amber was staying at her place. She had kept her apartment even after basically living at mine for the past year, and we were supposedly on this break where we could see other people. The whole thing felt surreal, like I was living someone else's life. She texted me a few times, mostly logistical stuff about picking up things she had left at my place, her contact lens solution from my bathroom cabinet, a couple of books she had been reading, the sweater she had left in my closet. Each text felt like another small piece of our relationship being dismantled. Then on Friday, she called me. Hey, so Derek asked if I wanted to go to this gallery opening tomorrow night. It is this new artist who does installations with found objects and LED lights. I said yes. Okay. Are you mad? Why would I be mad? We are on a break, remember? You are exploring your options. I just want to make sure we are on the same page. We are. Have fun. After I hung up, I sat in my kitchen staring at my phone. 2.5 years, and this is what it came to. Her calling to get permission to date another guy. Or maybe not permission. Maybe just wanting to make sure I was not going to cause drama about it. I poured myself a drink and tried to figure out what I was supposed to do now. Was I supposed to download dating apps, hit up bars, call up ex-girlfriends? The whole thing felt absurd. That is when my phone rang again. This time it was Maya, Amber's younger sister. Maya and I had always gotten along. She was 24 in her last year of graduate school for psychology at Columbia, and about as different from Amber as two sisters could be. Where Amber was all about appearances and excitement and being seen, Maya was thoughtful and genuine and secure in herself. She was beautiful in this understated way. Naturally curly hair, freckles across her nose, the kind of smile that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. She had always been cool to me at family events, never made me feel like I was not good enough for her sister, actually seemed to enjoy talking to me about books and movies and ideas rather than just making small talk. Hey Ryan, weird question, but did you and Amber break up? Why do you ask? She posted some cryptic thing on Instagram about new adventures and being open to what the universe brings, and mom is fucking out. Plus, she mentioned something about dating other people when she called yesterday, but then got all weird when I asked for details. I filled her in on the whole situation. The boredom complaints, the coworker, the break that was really just Amber wanting to cheat with permission, while keeping me as a safety net. Jesus Christ, Maya said when I finished. I am so sorry. My sister can be such an idiot sometimes. It is what it is. No, it is really not. You have been nothing but good to her. You know, she used to call me complaining about her ex before you, right? The guy who never remembered her birthday, never wanted to do anything but play video games, treated her like garbage, and made her feel like she was lucky to be with him. And now she is complaining that you are too nice, too stable, too much of a good thing, apparently too boring. Fuck that. You want to know what is boring? Dating the same type over and over again because you are addicted to drama. Dating guys who treat you like shit because you think that is what passion looks like. That is boring. We talked for another hour. Maya had always been easy to talk to, but this conversation felt different. Maybe it was because we were both frustrated with Amber, or maybe it was because I was finally seeing Maya as her own person instead of just Amber's sister. She was insightful in ways that Amber never was, asking thoughtful questions about how I was feeling, making observations about relationships and psychology that actually made me think. Hey, she said as we were wrapping up. I know this is probably the last thing you want to do right now, but there is this psychology conference downtown next weekend. Some really interesting speakers talking about attachment theory and modern relationships. You want to come with me as friends, obviously. Just thought you might need to get out of the house and you would probably find it interesting. Yeah, actually, that sounds good. The conference was fascinating. Maya introduced me to her graduate school friends, smart, engaged people who were nothing like the performatively cool crowd at Amber's work. We spent the day listening to presentations about cognitive behavioral therapy and social psychology, about how people form attachments and why some relationships succeed while others fail. It was the kind of intellectual stimulation I had been craving without realizing it. During one presentation about compatibility in long-term relationships, the speaker talked about how couples who share core values and communication styles tend to be more successful than couples who are attracted primarily to each other's differences. She mentioned that while opposites might attract initially, similarity actually creates lasting bonds. I glanced over at Maya, who was taking notes like the diligent graduate student she was, and felt something I could not quite identify. Afterward, we grabbed dinner at this little Italian place Maya knew. Nothing fancy or Instagram-worthy, just red checkered tablecloths and the kind of marinara sauce that someone's grandmother had been making for 50 years. But the conversation was incredible. We talked about the presentations, about her research, about books we had read, and places we wanted to travel. Maya had just gotten back from a semester abroad in Barcelona and told me about the month she had spent traveling through small Spanish towns, staying in hostels, and practicing her Spanish with locals. Can I ask you something? Maya said over dessert. Sure. What did you see in my sister? I thought about it honestly. She was fun, spontaneous. She would drag me to parties and events I never would have gone to otherwise. She introduced me to new music, new restaurants, convinced me to try things I was nervous about. I thought that was good for me, that she was helping me be more social, more adventurous. But you are already social. You are just not performatively social. There is a difference. What do you mean? Amber needs an audience. She needs people to see how interesting and exciting her life is. She curates her experiences for social media. You do not need that validation. You are comfortable just being yourself, enjoying things for their own sake. Apparently, that is boring. No, that is mature. Do you know how exhausting it is to constantly need external validation? I have watched Amber do it our whole lives. She cannot just enjoy something. She has to make sure everyone knows she is enjoying it. She cannot just be happy. She has to perform happiness. We talked until the restaurant closed. Walking back to our cars, Maya stopped me. Ryan. Yeah, I had a really good time tonight. And not just because we were talking about my sister. Me too. Would you maybe want to do this again? Not as friends this time. I stared at her. Maya, I do not think that is a good idea. Why not? Because you are her sister. This is messy enough already. So, she is the one who decided to take a break. She is the one who wanted to explore other options. Why should not you do the same? Because it is different when it is family, is it? We are both adults. We both know what we are getting into. She was right, and I knew it. But dating my ex's sister felt like crossing a line I could not uncross. Let me think about it, I said. That weekend, Amber texted me a picture from Derek's art gallery event. She was wearing a dress I had never seen before. Something black and flowy that probably cost more than my monthly car payment, leaning against Derek with this huge smile. The caption read, "Amazing night with amazing company. Finally feeling inspired again, new adventures, all living my best life." I stared at that picture for probably 10 minutes. 2.5 years together, and she had never looked that happy with me. Not even close. Even at our best moments, vacation photos, birthday dinners, holidays with her family, she had never had that glow. Maya texted an hour later, saw the Instagram post. "You okay? Been better. Want to talk about it? I'm free tomorrow if you want to grab coffee." We met at this little cafe near her campus. Maya was in jeans and a sweater, no makeup, hair in a ponytail. She looked more beautiful than Amber ever had in her perfectly curated outfits. "So," she said, settling into her chair with her latte. Still thinking about what I said. "Yeah, and I am scared of fucking up your family." My family is already fucked up. My parents have been divorced twice. Amber's dating history reads like a cautionary tale. And my brother has not spoken to any of us in 3 years because he thinks we are all emotionally unavailable. Adding a little more chaos is not going to break anything. "Maya, look, I get it. This is weird, but we are good together. You know it. I know it. And honestly, after watching Amber treat you like garbage for months, criticizing everything about you and making you feel like you were not enough, maybe it is time someone appreciated you for who you are." "And you do? Are you kidding? You are smart. You are kind. You are stable in all the best ways. You actually listen when people talk. You remember things that matter. You show up. Do you know how rare that is? Rare enough to risk your relationship with your sister? My relationship with my sister has been complicated long before you came along. Amber and I have never been close. We are too different. She thinks I am boring because I would rather read a book than go to a club. I think she is exhausting because she treats every day like a performance." She reached across the table and took my hand. "I like you, Ryan. I have liked you for a while, but you were with my sister, so I kept it to myself. Now you are not with my sister, and she is the one who chose that. So, what is stopping us?" I looked at our hands together, and something clicked. Maya was right. Amber had made her choice. She wanted excitement and adventure and passion. She wanted Derek in his leather jacket and his underground art galleries and his artist friends doing ayahuasca on the beach. Fine, she could have all of that. "Okay," I said. "Okay. Yeah, let us do this. But we keep it between us for now. I do not need the drama of your family finding out before we figure out what this is." Maya grinned. "Deal." Our first official date was that Wednesday. Maya picked this cozy wine bar in her neighborhood that I had never heard of. The kind of place you would walk right past if you did not know to look for the small wooden sign. Live jazz music, exposed brick walls, candlelight flickering on small tables. Nothing flashy or Instagram-worthy, just good wine and better conversation. We talked about everything. Her research on cognitive dissonance and how it applies to modern relationships, my thoughts on emerging technology, and whether artificial intelligence would eventually replace human connection, books we had read, places we wanted to travel, our fears about getting older, our theories about what makes people happy. "You know what I love about this?" Maya said as we shared a cheese plate. "What?" "I do not feel like I am performing. With most guys I date, there is this pressure to be on all the time, to be witty and charming and perfect, to have opinions about everything and make sure those opinions are interesting enough to hold their attention. With you, I can just be myself." I was just thinking the same thing. See, we are already better at communicating than you and my sister ever were. She was right. Talking to Maya felt effortless in a way that talking to Amber never had. With Amber, I was always trying to say the right thing, to be interesting enough to hold her attention, to prove that I was not as boring as she seemed to think I was. With Maya, conversation flowed naturally. We could disagree about things without it becoming an argument. We could be quiet together without it feeling awkward. We went back to her apartment afterward. Nothing happened. We just talked until 2 a.m. about everything and nothing. Her place was exactly what I would have expected. Bookshelves lining the walls, plants on every surface, comfortable furniture that looked lived in rather than showroom perfect. It felt like a home, not a stage set. When I finally left, Maya walked me to the door. "I really like you," she said, standing on her tiptoes to kiss my cheek. "I really like you too. Same time next week. Definitely." I floated home, feeling better than I had in months. When I got to my apartment, there was a text from Amber waiting. "How are you doing? I know this is weird for both of us." I stared at the message. 3 days ago, I would have poured my heart out to her, told her I missed her, that I was struggling with her dating someone else, that I wanted to work things out. Now, after spending the evening with Maya, all I felt was nothing. "I am good. Hope you are having fun." She responded immediately. Really, you seem pretty calm about all this. What do you want me to say, Amber? I do not know. I guess I expected you to be more upset, more jealous. Would that make you feel better? She did not respond. Maya and I kept dating in secret for the next 1 month. Every Wednesday became our night, plus weekends when we could manage it. She introduced me to her graduate school friends, and I found myself actually enjoying the academic conversations about research methodology and statistical analysis. Maya introduced me to new restaurants, new ideas, new ways of thinking about the world. The sex was incredible too, but in a completely different way than it had been with Amber. With Amber, sex felt performative, like she was always thinking about how she looked or sounded, or whether she was being adventurous enough. With Maya, it was intimate and real and connection-focused. She was present in a way Amber never had been, focused on the experience rather than the performance. Meanwhile, Amber's Instagram was a constant stream of Derek updates. Derek at the farmer's market, looking brooding and artistic while selecting heirloom tomatoes. Derek's band playing at some dive bar in Brooklyn, all leather and sweat and dramatic lighting. Derek teaching her to ride his motorcycle, both of them wearing matching leather jackets like some kind of millennial Easy Rider cosplay. The captions got progressively more over the top, living my best life and finally feeling alive again. And my personal favorite, sometimes you have to risk it all for love. No regrets. Follow your heart. Authenticity. Risk it all for love. After 6 weeks, does she always fall this hard this fast? I asked Maya one night as we were cooking dinner at her place. Maya looked over my shoulder at the Instagram post I was showing her. Derek and Amber at some underground music venue, both looking moody and important. Oh yeah, Amber is addicted to the honeymoon phase. She gets bored once things settle into a routine, so she finds guys who seem mysterious and exciting. But mystery is usually just emotional unavailability, and excitement is usually just drama. How long does it usually take? With Derek, I give it 3 months tops. He has got the whole mysterious bad boy thing going, but underneath all that leather and attitude, he is probably just as normal as everyone else. Once Amber figures that out, once the newness wears off, and she realizes he has got his own mundane problems and insecurities, she will start looking for the next shiny thing. And then what? Then she will realize she fucked up a good thing and try to get you back. That is not happening. Maya smiled and kissed me. I know, but she does not know that yet. She was right about the timeline. 2 months into Amber and Derek's passionate romance, the Instagram post started changing. Less gushing about how amazing Derek was. More generic stuff about self-care and finding yourself. Taking time to center myself and remember what really matters. Learning that sometimes the best adventures happen when you are alone. Grateful for this journey of self-discovery. Maya and I were having dinner when Amber posted a photo of herself alone at some coffee shop looking pensively out the window like she was in an indie film. The caption read, "Sometimes you need space to think. Growth requires solitude. Blessed her journey finding myself. Trouble in paradise," Maya observed. Should I feel bad that I do not care? Nope. You have moved on. That is healthy. I had moved on completely. Being with Maya had shown me what I had been missing with Amber. Real intimacy, actual compatibility. Someone who appreciated me for who I was instead of constantly trying to change me into someone else. Someone who did not need our relationship to look exciting from the outside, as long as it felt right from the inside. Which is why I was not entirely surprised when Amber called me the following Tuesday. "Hey stranger," she said, trying to sound casual but failing. "How have you been?" "Good. You?" "I have been better. Listen, I was wondering, do you want to grab coffee sometime? Just to talk. Talk about what? Us. This whole break thing. I think I have learned some things about myself, and I would like to share them with you." I almost laughed. Maya was literally lying next to me in her bed reading a journal article for her thesis while I took this call. "I do not think that is a good idea, Amber." "Why not?" "I thought the whole point of this break was for both of us to figure out what we wanted. I have figured out what I want." Silence. Then, "Oh, are you seeing someone?" "Yeah, who?" Her voice got sharp. "Do I know her?" I looked at Maya, who was pretending to read but obviously listening to every word. "It is complicated." "What does that mean, Ryan?" "We have been together for 2.5 years. I think I deserve to know who you are dating. We are on a break, remember? You wanted to explore your options. I am exploring mine, but this was supposed to be temporary. We were supposed to figure things out and get back together. That was always the plan. That is what you were supposed to do. I never agreed to that." I could hear her crying now. "Please, can we just meet? I made a mistake. Derek he is not who I thought he was. He is actually kind of shallow and self-centered. All he cares about is his image and his art and whether people think he is cool. He does not actually care about me as a person." "I am sorry to hear that." "Are you?" 'Cause you do not sound sorry. You sound like you do not care at all. I do not know what you want me to say, Amber. I want you to fight for me. I want you to care that I am hurting. I want you to tell me we can work this out." Maya looked up from her journal, eyebrows raised. "I cannot do that," I said. "Why not?" "Because I am happy. Happier than I have been in a long time, and I am not giving that up to go back to someone who thinks I am boring. I do not think you are boring anymore. I realize now that what I thought was boring was actually stability and consistency and all the things I should value in a partner. But you do not value them. You value excitement and drama and feeling like you are in a movie. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is not what I want. It could be what I want. I have changed. No, you have not. You have just realized that dating an asshole is not as fun as you thought it would be. But in 6 months, when things settle into a routine with me, you will be right back to feeling restless and bored." That is not true. It is true, and we both know it. She was quiet for a long moment. "So, this is it? You were just giving up on us. You gave up on us 3 months ago when you decided I was not enough for you. I am just making it official. But I love you. I loved you too." Past tense. After I hung up, Maya sat down her journal and looked at me. "How do you feel?" she asked. Relieved. Good. She needed to hear that. Was I too harsh? Nope. You were honest. Sometimes that is harsh, but it is what she needed. The calls kept coming for the next few days. Amber left long, rambling voicemails about how she had changed and how we could make it work if I just gave her another chance. She enlisted mutual friends to text me about what a great girl she was and how I was throwing away something special. Our friend Jessica called to tell me that Amber was really going through it and maybe I should think about giving her another chance. My buddy Mike texted to say that Amber had reached out to him asking if I was seeing someone new. I ignored all of it. Then 2 weeks later, Maya and I were having lunch at this little bistro downtown when Amber walked in with her mom. I saw them before they saw us, and for a second I considered asking for the check and leaving, but Maya grabbed my hand. "Do not," she said. "We have nothing to hide." She was right. We were 2 adults on a date. We were not doing anything wrong. Amber spotted us about 30 seconds later. The look on her face went from confusion to shock to pure rage in the span of about 3 seconds. She said something to her mom, who glanced over at us with obvious embarrassment, then marched over to our table. "Are you fucking kidding me?" Amber hissed loud enough that half the restaurant turned to stare. "Hello, Amber," Maya said calmly, not letting go of my hand. "How long has this been going on?" "About 2 months," I said. 2 months? We have been on a break for 3 months. You were dating my sister 1 month after we broke up. We did not break up. You wanted to explore your options, remember? I explored mine, not with my fucking sister. Amber, please, her mom said, appearing at her elbow. People are staring. Let them stare. My boyfriend is cheating on me with my own sister. Ex-boyfriend, Maya corrected. And it is not cheating if you broke up with him first. Amber turned on her. You have always been jealous of me. You have always wanted what I had. I am not jealous of you, Maya said evenly. I feel sorry for you. Sorry for me? I am not the one who has to steal my sister's leftovers. That is when I had had enough. Maya did not steal anything, I said, standing up. You threw me away because you thought you could do better. Maya saw my value when you did not. That is not theft. That is good judgment. She is my sister and you are her sister. Did you think about that when you were posting pictures of Derek all over social media? Did you think about how that might affect Maya, watching you throw away someone she cared about for some guy in a leather jacket? Amber blinked. She cared about you. Maya stood up next to me. I have liked Ryan since the first time you brought him home for Christmas, but he was with you, so I respected that. You are the one who decided he was not good enough for you. You do not get to be mad that someone else saw his worth. This is fucked up. You are both fucked up. No, I said. What is fucked up is you thinking you could put me on hold while you tried out other guys, then expect me to be waiting when you realized you had made a mistake. I did not put you on hold. That is exactly what you did. You wanted to see if Derek was better than me, and when he turned out to be exactly the shallow douche he seemed like, you decided you wanted me back. But I am not a backup plan, Amber. I am not your safety net. Ryan, please, we had something real. We did. And you decided it was not enough. That is not my fault, and it is not Maya's fault. It is yours. Amber started crying then. Right there in the middle of the restaurant. Her mom put an arm around her and started leading her toward the exit. This is not over, Amber said over her shoulder. Yes, it is, Maya replied. After they left, Maya and I sat back down. The whole restaurant was still staring at us. Well, Maya said, that went better than expected. I laughed. How was that better than expected? She did not throw anything. Fair point. Are you okay? Maya asked. I thought about it. Seeing Amber upset should have bothered me. 6 months ago, it would have destroyed me. But now, sitting across from Maya, all I felt was a vague sense of pity. "Yeah," I said, "I am okay. Are you?" "I am great. My sister has always been dramatic. This is just Tuesday for her." "Your parents are going to find out about us now." "Good. I am tired of sneaking around. We are not doing anything wrong." She was right, we were not. The fallout was swift and predictable. Amber launched a full-scale campaign to turn everyone against us. She told anyone who would listen that Maya had seduced me while we were on a break, that I was a heartless bastard who had never really loved her, as most people saw right through it. Our mutual friends knew Amber had dumped me for Derek. They had seen her Instagram posts about her amazing new adventure. It was hard to play the victim when you documented your own infidelity on social media. Maya's parents were surprisingly cool about it. Her mom called to make sure we were both okay and to apologize for Amber's public meltdown. Her dad invited me to watch football the following Sunday like nothing had happened. "Amber has always been the dramatic one," he told me during halftime. "Maya has got a better head on her shoulders. Treat her right." "I will. I know you will. You treated Amber right too, even when she did not deserve it." Amber, meanwhile, was spiraling. The Derek situation had apparently ended badly. According to Maya, he dumped her for some 22-year-old artist he had met at a gallery opening. Amber moved back in with her parents and started posting increasingly unhinged rants on social media about fake people and family betrayal. She tried to get me fired by calling my boss and claiming I was emotionally unstable after our breakup. My boss, who had met Maya at the company Christmas party and thought she was great, just laughed it off. She showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. one night, drunk and crying, begging me to take her back. I called Maya, who came over and helped me convince Amber to let her drive her home instead of calling the cops. "She needs therapy," Maya said afterward. "Professional help, not just drama and validation from social media." "Will she get it eventually when she runs out of other options?"